Hey Scorpio, this is your Astro Wheel of the Year for 2023. Sun, Moon, Rising signs apply. If you feel called to watch a specific house placement in Scorpio, that's fine too. However, the first three will resonate probably more for you. I've pulled a few different decks that I have, a handful, and I've used the Oracle cards for your overall theme. I've got the Pure Magic Oracle by Andrea Gracias. I think that's his name. Sorry if I totally messed that one up. And then I have a type of animal totem. I think it's the bestiary animal totem or animal oracle. All right. Got your incense going. And let's just get into it because I've already shuffled and laid out all the cards. I flipped up the first two houses that I will be reading and the oracle cards to start, just to kind of quicken, because these videos have been getting up towards the 2 hour mark almost, and I just can't have it be that long, and I know nobody wants to sit through that long of a video. So, all right. The first thing I get from looking at your animal totems is you're going to be finding some sort of big transformation going on this year, but it might have to do with a past life. I don't know if you guys specifically believe in that sort of thing, and it's fine if you don't. Just hear me out for a second while I work through this. There's this kind of, you've already been there. It's like a deja vu almost. And there'll be a great change that comes in, and it will almost remind you of something you feel like you've been through before. And because you'll have that kind of hint at what's going on, you'll know which direction to take this great energy that's going to be coming in for you. You might be learning about your ancestors as well. There's something to do with like it's a perfect card for you in the middle there, the sea eagle, because you are the scorpion, right? But you're not just the scorpion. You are the ascension toward the eagle. And it's also, you represent transformation, right? You're all of our little darkling changelings, right? You guys are the dark stuff, but you're also this burning fire bright, kind of taking what was and making it into something new. Transmutation. Okay? So there's a transcending, there's a transformation, and there's remember forgetting. And this being the only human card in this entire deck, it's remembering where we come from. And you might be changing the way you do things in terms of your family setting, but also I feel like there's this, you're remembering how you once were. And this year will bring in a kind of a new you. And that will bring quite a bit of change, because we can't change without, our lives changing and vice versa, right? Nothing stays the same if we change. So there's this almost navigating through a great change and having some sort of prior history with it. Something old could be reborn into something new. There's like an upcycling or a recycling of something in your life. This might have to do with work, career, personal, emotional stuff. but I do see having there being some sort of history, there being some sort of relativity, okay? And then we have the other card that I pulled, another oracle card, mugwort dreams. Now, mugwort is a plant that's Artemisia vulgaris, right? It's a plant that's often associated with dreams, lucid dreaming. It has theogens in it. I think they're called theogens. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And basically, what they do is they're kind of a psycho, not they're psychoactive. I wouldn't say there's different kinds of psychotropic. Okay, we have psychotropic drugs, and they make us hallucinate, right? But mugwort does it in a very mild, like a much more mild way, where like you can touch mugwort. If you have an allergy, obviously don't do that to ragweed because you might be allergic to mugwort. But it allows us to enter kind of a trance state a little bit easier sometimes in incense form or just having it around. And it also allows us to be more in touch and remember and recall our dreams better and have lucid dreaming, which is active participation while dreaming, right? And so there's this aspect of this dream world type thing that's coming in this year for you. You might be getting more in touch with who you are at a subconscious and core level through some sort of transcending. You are transcending, right? And that's what there's transformation here, transcending and trance. These are all things that like take us from one state into another, but it's telling you not to forget who you were. And maybe this is because you might beat yourself up a little bit on occasion, and without remembering where you came from, okay, your if we're talking literal lineage, ancestry, you won't know just how strong you are and how you got to where you are now. It's important. I mean, that's why people keep diaries and journals, right? And she's got this diary or this journal here. If you have been keeping a diary or journal in 2023, I suggest that you read it, especially old ones, because that's going to help you get in touch with this major change that you've been going through all this time, okay? And, so often we can forget just how much we've changed because it's hard to be self-aware of ourselves in general. It's an effort, right? So there is this almost need to get in touch with that side of yourself that you used to be in order to appreciate just the great changes that 2023 is going to bring for you. And you might have some strange dreams at night. This year, or not strange in a bad way. I don't see it as a negative thing, but I see them as being very kind of intense, where you'll remember them and recall them. You might even have some kind of spiritual kind of experience within the dream world. So you might have a visitation from an ancestor in the dream world. What else? What else can I get? If you are a writer and you've been writing for a long time and you might have gotten a little bit stuck in that, I suggest you read some of your old writing and then compare it to something you've recently written, because that's where you're going to see the major change. And it might help you, realize like that you need to give yourself a break. That you've been too hard on yourself about something. And so let's move on to your first house, Scorpio. I see you being at peace this year with your physical body. I feel like you're coming to an acceptance. There's a purity almost to you. a softness that maybe you're not, maybe others aren't used to it necessarily, but there's this innocence. You're being a little more open and vulnerable, but there's almost this calmness to you. You have the Lily card is a very peaceful and wise, and it can be career orientated. So if you're working in a career where your body is a part of your job in any way, shape, or form, that could be anything from let's say being a fitness model to, I see fitness here to some degree. I also see Jupiter in this house of the physical body. So the Jupiter deals with expansion, right? So we might be enhancing something, growing our hair longer, getting a more fuller style, working out and building muscle mass. We could be looking to gain weight this year, and so we are starting over with something with our physical body, and we're going in a different direction from something that wasn't really fulfilling us. I mean, we had everything that we could have possibly thought we wanted, and we tried it, and it wasn't calling to us anymore, basically. So we look for something new, right? Even though we take a risk. You might be taking a risk with your body this year, trying something new that you've never done before. And I'm not saying a risk isn't a dangerous risk. I'm saying you might be starting to work out in a different way this year. You might start to work out and build a career from that this year of some kind, because the Lily card can be about career. But I do see some sort of goal having to do with the physical body that's been a struggle. It's been a lot to carry. You might have had a lot of stress on your body, and it's asking you to take time to relax and kind of center yourself. And this is allowing you to start some new things if you're calm enough to, because you're wrapping up that stressful cycle. Okay, you're starting new things, and you're walking away from the old stuff. Okay, into some new kind of expansive, abundant adventures here. So it's also good luck. So you yourself could be really lucky this year. You might feel like you're your own good luck charm. Jupiter is like, he's also like that, I think of him like a jolly, like orange Santa, sort of, he brings the presents. He's kind of, and you could be having a Jupiter return, depending on what house you're watching this for or what sign. So yeah, there's some gifts. You're being bestowed gifts, blessings on your physical body. This could have to do with your health. Maybe you've been working hard on, attaining some sort of physique or something like that, of that nature. And there is something about that. You're moving out of, what's been a burden, what's old and what's been a burden, and you are moving into new and prosperous kind of new ventures. Now, in your 7th house, I see there's some kind of quick incoming, it's just like think fast, it's think fast, and there's like this, a tilling of, what you've been slowly building up to with relationships in your life. There's like this tilling the soil, plowing the field to plant seeds, and now you might be harvesting some of those seeds and having grown some friendships. But I have the South Node here, okay? So that's like where we're heading away from. That's where we've been in the past. You might go back to a relationship, a friendship, or a romantic relationship that in the past you had visited or been with, and it seems like you're taking your time, kind of you're taking your time, like kind of getting to this point of rekindling this, or you're taking your time rekindling this situation. And the reason I say that is because I have the Knight of Pentacles, right? He's a slow moving knight. But then I have the Scythe right before him. And he's like, the Scythe is like fast and it's sharp. And it's witty. It's often painful, right? Because it's a sharp thing, so you have to be careful. It can be a little bit dangerous depending on what's around it. Um, and so you're just maybe considering a past relationship, and because the South Node's here, it's remembering how things were, and maybe kind of moving forward with a kind of new set, because you're remembering the past, right, and how you got to where you are now, and you're a different person now, right? But you still have some sort of deja vu moment. So you might see something in your life kind of come back from the past, and you're looking at it in a diplomatic way. You might, I want to say this is a friendship, okay? Because I have the Four of Wands here, which could be a relationship. I'm not going to lie that I don't get relationship vibes from the Four of Wands. But I just see it as like being a very happy situation, even though it's from the past. You might visit a friend from the past that you haven't seen in a very long time. Or you might go back to work for somebody that you haven't worked for a long time. And it might be a summer gig as well. And it might have to do with outside. If you were working in a farm, a gardener, a landscaper, maybe somebody lives in a hot climate, warmer climates. There is some sort of celebrating a relationship here and the time that it took to get to that. Also, you could be having some work done on your home, okay? And the reason I say this is because Jupiter, and I read this opposite thing very often, where I have a planet in the first house that's corresponding with something here. So we have Jupiter, he's the expander, right? And the South Node, something of the past or something old. And I have the Four of Wands, which is like the house card. And the Scythe is like a tool. So I feel like there's slow and steady progress with some of you on a home renovation project. Or you finally get to celebrate the finishing and completion of something that's been long going and from the past, and there's great success there, and like a housewarming party or a housewarming for finishing a specific part of the house off. Maybe you've added on some sort of addition to your house, and or a sunroom as well. And there's this kind of celebration. Maybe you throw a little gathering with your friends or your family in that room, and you get to enjoy it. And it is something that's been taken from something old, so that's why I say that there. Gardening, any kind of outdoors activities. There's great happiness and joy. There's also children, so you might have a child that is going to school, or has gone to school and is coming back home for a stint of time or indefinitely, and so that is also said here. It might be a quick trip as well. The Scythe is quick, so maybe things that were taking a long time and you were taking your time with something, now you've started to pick up the pace, and with the Scythe coming in, because it's very fast and knocking things out of the park pretty much, okay? It can also be like baseball. I think I see baseball here. So maybe you used to play ball or some kind of sport, and now your children are redoing that. They're like, picking up where you left off in terms of, their types of leisurely activities. Okay, let's move on to the second and the 8th house. Saturn in the second, the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Swords, sorry, I haven't been showing you the cards, and the Man from the Lenormands. All right, so there's some restrictive energy, authoritarian energy, organizational energy coming into what your beliefs are, what your values are, what your financial situation is looking like. So, this is saving money for a rainy day. This is kind of holding traditional values. Okay, you're going to be more traditional in your approach to your beliefs at this time and this year. Now let's Mars in the 8th, the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Cups in reverse, the King of Rods, and the Sun card. So back to the second house. I'm seeing a man, or for you men out there, you might be valuing your alone time and your restfulness because, and we do have that here, rest and reality here, and the rhythms of life, right? So we get into a good rhythm, we sleep well, we do well, yada yada. There is this kind of recuperating of maybe having to of a financial situation that had to do with some sort of giving and taking, or maybe there was a loan to a friend, or some kind of loan that you were paying off, and somehow you managed to do that. And it's feeling like other people are seeing this as a some sort of big victory. So this also could be getting some financial assistance that's taken a long time to get, but now you're feeling very victorious in terms of that. It's also asking you to be realistic about the things that you succeed in, right? Like don't get too overzealous about things, but there's some sort of victory in your of what you need, what you desire, the luxuries in life, you know. Yeah, it's something you've waited for a long time. You have to be very patient for it. Money that's been coming to you, it was from some sort of hardship, some sort of, you know, whether it's, retirement, pension that you've been waiting for, or it's some kind of back pay that you've been waiting for a long time, or you've been applying for some kind of program funding or some and finally it comes through, but it's taken like a year to get to you, or longer. And so you get that, and it seems like you're very happy about that, and others see it as a big victory or a big win for you. They see you as like kind of like, being their champion because it's been a struggle. So Scorpio, in your 8th house, which is no unfamiliarity to you, you are the 8th house. There's the sun here, so any kind of crap that's been under a rock, right? It's going to be shown. Any kind of troubles, any kind of taboo things, they're coming out, right? So, and this has to do with shared resources, debts, taxes. Maybe there was something that happened with some sort of billing thing or something, and that's being found. You might see it that you were overcharged for something, and you're taking action on this, and you're gonna stay strong and what you desire for an outcome. It might have to do with the family as well, and you're going to be fair about it, but you're going to get down to business. You're not going to take anything. Now, this can be about somebody realizing that somebody who portrays themselves as a strong leader of the family and go-getter might be having some familial or relationship troubles, and that they might be single at this time, or kind of a little bit on the defense, or just maybe things aren't as rainbows and butterflies at home for this person, and you might be in shared assets with this person. This could be a roommate that you share your spot with. This could be a business partner. But this will be coming to light, and they might be a little bit grumpy. Mars being there, that's like, it can be the best energy. You can get a lot done with Mars. Mars has been retrograde for quite some time. It will eventually be going direct. We're going to be going into its post-shadow period soon. And so what we want to be careful of is anybody who's going through some tough times, like in our shared projects, resources, debts, taxes, you name it. So you just want to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Maybe realize that this person is really having a miserable time, or they're feeling alone and feeling a little bit grumpy. But I don't see anything too bad in regards to that for you. I think that's somebody else. The Ten of Cups in reverse is like getting what we want, right? Getting all that we want, and it still not being exactly the way we thought it would be, or it would make us feel exactly the way we thought it would make us feel. And so there's this realization of maybe the reality of things, because this also talks about reality right here. Getting a reality check. Saturn is also being realistic about things. So, it just shining a light on that for you in your 8th house sector. Saturn opposite Mars. I mean, there's also the great thing about Mars and Saturn is that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, right? He gets the most done. He's like the general, right? He's the authoritarian, go-getter, warrior, okay? And that's where he really likes to be. So these energies are actually working with each other. You might be doing very well in a business partnership of some kind, and somebody else is just having trouble at home with their family, or you might be doing better than, say, in somebody that you share some sort of resource with, and you might, feel a little bit like, oh, well, sorry. I do see the Queen of Swords. She's a divorcee, right? She's a divorcee, and you might find out that somebody in your shared sector and House of Transformation as well is going through a divorce, and maybe being a little bit sad for the family, or just not everything glitters as gold. You might have thought that these people would be together forever, and they're very argumentative. Saturn, boundaries. Yeah, it just seems like somebody's doing better than somebody else, and it's unfortunate that we have to compare notes, but sometimes when we're in close proximity and we share things with each other, just kind of one of those things. But if I notice anything else about that, I will go back. I'm just going to move forward right now. All right, so the 3rd house, Mercury. At home in the 3rd house. The 7 of Swords. The 3 of Wands. Love that 3 of Wands card. Surfer girl at the beach. 8 of Pentacles. And the Fox. You're going to be coming off really sharp to other people. And not in a bad way. People are going to see you as a smooth talker. They might even see you as a little bit slick this year. In your 9th house, Uranus, the 2 of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the 6 of Rods again, and then the birds. I haven't seen the birds in a while. All right, so yeah, in your communication sector, they're going to see you as being a little bit sneaky, or you're going to be dealing with somebody sneaky that you talk to in your day-to-day, like, close environment. The only reason I say this, and I don't mean to worry anybody about anything, but the 7 of Swords is kind of, it's nuanced thing, is that it's kind of the shade, the shady guy looking to take something from somebody, right? And the Fox card is kind of a slick little bastard. He can be really intelligent and cunning, and witty. But with this kind of duo, it's kind of like this is not somebody you want trying to get close to you, maybe, in terms of what you have and or leaving stuff around this person that they might want. Um, but in between that, I have the Eight of Pentacles and I have the Three of Wands, right? So we've mastered something. We're very talented at something. It is the Eight of Pentacles is like the card of the most talent, right? It is a skilled trade. It is a gift that we have kind of used and worked with enough to perfect, and it is a perfection of some kind, right? So, and with the Three of Wands, it's passionate collaborations, looking for that next part to hold, to help. We're going to that next step, right? We're looking for that next thing to come in order to kind of reframe or restructure and solidify our what we're looking to build, right? So, and then it's a cause for celebration when we do, because the Four of Wands is a celebration, right? So you might be communicating about where to get something from somebody, like, or how to get something to be able to complete a project, and somebody in your vicinity is like, oh yeah, I got a great idea, we could do it this way, and this will be the best thing that you ever did, and you're going to make so much money. And it just caution on the other people that come in that maybe have this big old scheme, or smooth talkers, because having the Fox, the Seven of Pentacles, and Mercury in the third house, this person is going to be like really good at talking their way out of things now, or into things. Now, if this isn't the situation, I see that you will be very good at communication. If you sell anything, if you are a mercantile of any kind, I see you being very victorious and starting a business or doing communications online for a business. This is a writer that really is really good at what they do. A public speaker, even. The smooth talking can go in a really good direction in that way. There can be, you could be chatting with people in your local environment, and you know just how and where to go to get the connections that you need in order to get things furthered along in some sort of monetary means of that you need. And you know what I just noticed? We have the Six of Rods here. We have the Six of Rods up there. I have all this communication going on here, and I've got the birds on the other end. The birds is also communication. It's it's news coming in sometimes. It's gossip as well. People could be gossiping about some sort of great victory having to do with something that's taken a long time. You went on a journey. There's Uranus here and Mercury. Uranus and Mercury, the two of them together, is like out of this world communication, or somebody who's really zany. If you've ever met somebody with like Mercury in Aquarius, they don't speak like other people. They are so out there with their communication that it's just different, right? And it's like strange. It's a strange way of going about things and communicating about things, but it's innovative. And Seven of Swords is very innovative. It's thinking outside the box. It doesn't have to be always like this troublemaker kind of card. It's the rebel. It's somebody who's like, well, that's kind of a silly way of doing it. Why does everybody do it that way? I'm going to do it this way. And everyone looking at them like, holy Nikola Tesla or something. It's future technologies as well. And if you work with any kind of technological things in communication, like any kind of computer building and internet, website development, programming games, anything like that, and you're looking for a business partner, I see you making the connections, and or being smart enough to know where to get the connections to move things forward. Um, there is a little bit of nervousness and gossip in terms of higher education, or maybe there's you feel like you're being watched by other people a lot out there in the world. You might be on a platform now because of um, your what you're doing in the communication department of your life, and you're being seen more by others, and that might be a little bit nerve-wracking, you know. um, I do see the Knight of Pentacles, so taking it slow, or something that's saying, maybe you meet somebody abroad online, and you're communicating with them, and it's going really really well, and other people see it as going really really well in your life, and you've been taking it slow for a long time, but then suddenly there's this, you know, this relationship is kind of created or blooms at a distance. So you might find yourself traveling for love this year, or maybe it's higher education. um, it may come on suddenly. You might all of a sudden get the opportunity to go, and you have to make a kind of an instinctual, um, and let them know, communicate with them, like, oh, do I want this? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Or there's this kind of out there as well, this very communicating about far out things, communicating about the future within relationships, and maybe wanting to move together or work together on a thing abroad. Um, there's also spiritual kind of notes with the ninth house, and it's our philosophies on spirituality, right? So it's like gurus. I just feel like there's like a place that's different, so different to where you are used to. You might meet somebody and partner with them there, or start a communication business over abroad in India, or, you know, just, or there's a plane trip involved too, because I have the birds card, and that can often be a plane trip. Um, but there's communication, a lot of chatter going on about foreign affairs and partnerships having to do with technology, and intelligence of some kind. This could also be intelligence, like at a distance. I'm not going to get any further into that, but you know what I mean. Um, okay, let's go into the fourth house now. We have Venus in the fourth. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Lovers. We have the Ace of Rods, and we have the Bouquet. Okay, I'm gonna look at the 10th, because I really feel like I want to make sure that when I get the full flavor here. The Moon in the 10th. The Five of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Star. Okay. Your home is going to be a place where a lot of sensuality happens in 2023. You could be just entering a new relationship, rekindling an old relationship. There is lots of Venus, sexual, attractive kind of energy coming into the home life. We have the Lovers here. So this is lots of communications at home with a lover, lots of sweet talking as well. I see that. the Ace of Rods being here, being like a phallic symbol. There is fun at home this year. I also want to say that if you are seeing somebody new and you have children from a prior marriage, your children could not be very happy with the new person being around the home. They might have a few, kind of sarcastic or snippy things to say, but that seems to be softened by the energy surrounding it. In your career and your reputation out in the world, you're definitely going viral in some kind of way. And when I say that, I mean like your connections are you're connecting the dots within career. You are spreading your wings. You're getting out there more. The star is the wish card. It's also the card of fame, right? And although the moon isn't like right next to it or across from it, there's something about the bouquet and the stars. It's like a dream come true, kind of, or like some sort of award. You might win an award out at work for your for what you do, and you get a gift to put on your mantle, or something that is like a beautiful thing that you can share with other people about what you've accomplished in career. You're shining bright at career. People are noticing you. And they might see you or look up to you as somebody who is very motherly or nurturing. And because I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon card there, and the Moon is the mother, right? So there's this Cancerian flavor, or a woman who's a Cancer Capricorn combo could be very motherly towards you and guiding you along within this career, the frame of your career, and trying to get you to have some support there. She's very supportive, okay? Very nurturing, very earthy, salt of the earth kind of woman. But it seems like it's she's going to maybe help you with the decisions you need to make, okay? And there's the Five of Pentacles there. And I feel like whatever that is, whatever the Five of Pentacles is representing, it's a fear of lack, or it's feeling not heard about something, okay? Now the Two of Swords is about protecting one's heart, being cautious, but having to use your intuition to guide you to make a decision about something. Feeling a little bit torn about something, and maybe you have to make a financial decision that is kind of weighing heavy on you because you are afraid that it might put you out financially in some sort of way in your career. Or you might be feeling like, because you're getting so popular and people are noticing how much of a queen that you are, that people are kind of leaving you out of some things. There might be some secrets that come out at the workplace. I don't see anything it looks more to me like gossip is spreading around the workplace, and you find that out, and it's kind of leaving you torn because you feel left out of the group, or feeling like you're connected to the group because you're doing so well at work. Don't let that get you down. I do see with the bouquet and the stars, like a beautiful combination. It is the wish come true. It is the blessing that comes from a dream coming true. It is being very beautiful, shining because you're like glowing up, Um, and whatever gossip is exposed, and you'll figure out who's your friends and who's not your friends. You might come into conflict with one of these people, but don't let it. The bouquet's very graceful, right? So isn't the star card. So I wouldn't put myself, and you're coming in graceful, Scorpio. You're coming in graceful with the lily, right? I said that you were going to be graceful and peaceful. No matter how difficult things get this year, you're gonna have that optimism and that good luck with you. So don't let anybody else put you down. Your home will be beautiful as well. You might be putting a lot of flowers or a garden in your home. There'll be lots of earthy kind of flowery kind of stuff going on at home. Maybe a little bit of home renovation with Venus in the fourth house. Opposite of Cancer as well. So it's almost like yeah, I'm gonna leave that. Um, so the fifth house, the North Node, the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Swords again, and the Path. Ooh. All right, let's get these guys out too. The 11th house, Pluto in the 11th, the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Fool, and the Key. Now, in terms of your fun and your creative projects and, love and romance, there's a path going down that direction. So you are going towards making a decision about romance this year, about where things are going to head in your life, the future. You might be getting more serious with a partner. And you're making decisions about where that's going to take you, what's the next step. You might not know all the answers or the information right away. I have the Path here and the Two of Swords, which is pretty much being at an impasse, right? Not having all the information, but yet still needing to make a decision, but having to calm ourselves down and take a deep breath and use what we intuitively have in our body to tell us what is going to be the best thing for us. Okay? And here, the Seven of Pentacles usually is about waiting, right? We have to wait. This is about fast developments that have taken a long time are now speeding up, right? Or like maybe you're getting fed up with waiting, and you're looking to receive what you're due. You're looking to kind of get something out of this relationship, a romantic relationship of some kind, like you're over waiting about how long it's taking, or there is some sort of, okay, I'm ready to receive now. I'm ready to get what I deserve, and I want to think about the future. And so I see that being like a theme in your romantic life. In terms of your creative projects, maybe something has been taking a while, and when it gets to the more, I think that you might be judging it a little bit harshly, or how long it's taken a little bit harshly, and then when you go to share it with everybody else, it seems like there's a future in this kind of creative project, or there's a give and a take in terms of, maybe could literally have to do with gambling as well. You make the decision to go somewhere. You didn't want to wait to go somewhere on a fun trip or something, and you gamble a little bit, and the North Node's about where we're going, so you might have some benefit from this or some success from this endeavor, whatever is creative, gambling, sports, leisure of any kind, okay? So then over here in the 11th, now I've got Pluto here in the 11th, and the 11th is our humanitarian stuff in our life. It's our friends, our associations, the future itself, and it also has to do with anything sci-fi, right? So everything that's out there. Now Pluto there is like literally like the sci-fi channel. It's kind of what you didn't expect in the future, you know what I mean? It's also the power of associations or powerful associations. So, if it has to do with powerful associations, there seems to be an ending to the power aspect of that association and a newness coming in. And this person would probably be a little bit more cultured. They would be somebody who was very energetic, and they might not have the experience, but they have the answers. Okay? In terms of a friendship thing, there is great transformation coming into your friendship circle, because in some way, shape, or form there is an ending, right? And it seems like this ending is brought on by the start of something else. So the key is a new beginning in friendships for you. Like, the answers will come this year with new relationships, new friendships. And you might want to stick to what inspires you about people in your life. And if you're not getting that excitement, if you're not getting that inspiration, if you're not feeling like you're connected at an energetic level to these people, then you might want to reconsider how much you put into the relationship or how much power you give to other people in your associations, because it seems like somebody betrays. Somebody is betrayed by something that you do or you say, or you go with a new friend and someone feels like that's a betrayal of your friendship, and there's a great change there, okay? It's not like I'm saying you're going to betray somebody. I'm saying that they may feel betrayed, you know? They're thinking that they're being betrayed, but you're just changing. And you're looking for new friends and new people that can bring that energy into your life that you're becoming, you know? And you are changing, you're renewing your life. And you remember that it's good to remember who you were, though, to give homage to those people that had brought you along your journey, okay? And been there for you in the past and all that stuff, but we don't want to always just forget to change or be stuck in the past. And with the North Node here in the 5th, opposite all those cards, this is the direction you'll be going, and it might be a tough decision to make. You know, it's been a long time that you've been connected to this person, maybe, and you've shared a lot with them, but the future is calling you, you know? The future is the answer. Taking a new road is the answer, okay? Let's go on to the 6th house. The Sun. The 7 of Wands. The Hangman in reverse. The 4 of Wands again. And the Stork. And the 12th house. Oh, I'm getting old. Neptune. Neptune. The 4 of Wands again. the World in reverse, the Lovers, and the Ship. All right, in your day-to-day, full-time job, your service to others, your health, and your regimen, your daily regimen. I have big progress, elevation, some sort of new home, moving up in the world, a celebration of some kind. There is what is that word? I always forget. Not a pilgrimage. I always want to say that first. It's when you get to a certain landmark in life, a certain oh, I really wish I had a thesaurus for a brain. Kind of do, but sometimes I just get stuck. Oh, terrible. When a kid gets his license, when a kid graduates from college, those big monumental moments in life, okay? Those upgrades. This is what this is talking about with a job. So you could literally get a promotion, okay? You could get an office that's higher up in the building. There's a celebration here about this promotion. Could be having a little get together with people. The Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man is like one of those cards that sometimes stumps me a little bit. But I'm thinking that this card right now is speaking about how you might have been kind of like at the bottom of the food chain, like in terms of your job at one point, and you've progressed very, very far, and this is talking about you not feeling like you're not doing the runt work anymore. You're not doing those tasks that they make the other people get stuck with, you also might be doing a job that requires you to be on your feet more, and you're not going to be stuck in an office as much. Your service to others. Putting up houses for other people for a living also comes to mind here. The sun is a creative part of our sky here, so he's in the sixth house, right? So there's creation and creativity and life that is being created from whether it's a project or some sort of exposing of or shedding light on things having to do with the health. So things will clear up for you in your health. There's going to be progress with the health. This could also help you at home in some sort of way. You won't be feeling so stuck at home either. I feel like there's something about having to defend yourself, or because the Seven of Wands is like somebody who is having to keep people back from interfering with his own, what he's got going on for himself. Everyone's got an opinion kind of thing. Like, all right, keep your opinions to yourself. And this could have to do with feeling free about something. Feeling free. It could be a wedding, literally. Like you work as a as a caterer at a wedding, or as a wedding planner. Whatever you do, you're dealing with the needs and the wants of other people, and it can be a little bit of a lot of juggling. The Hangman is about freeing up of something, of maybe releasing guilt for something, not having to sacrifice as much. So there is elevation, there's creativity. You're going up at your job, and you're not having to do the rent work anymore, is what I'm thinking. And other people could have been like, give me a coffee, give me this, give me that. And now there'll be more room for creativity there. And your health seems to be improving. You're going to be feeling more secure and stable within your health and your body at this time. I think it's because you're coming in with a lot of peace, and you're leaving behind things that stress you out. So you could have left be coming out of a stressful period in time. Sleep is going to be really important for you this year. Excuse me, Scorpio. You're going to need sleep, and you're going to remember to reflect on where you've come from, because you could forget that how far you've come, and then we get hard on ourselves and we say, oh, I'm not doing this right, or I'm not getting it as done as fast as I want to. And then if you just look back, and you'll see, like, whoa, I started with nothing. I didn't know anything. I came from here and I ended up all the way here, and how, it puts it in perspective for you, okay? So the 12th house of our spirituality, lack of boundaries, hidden enemies, enlightenment. There is some sort of movement about the duality of things in this house, and the nearing completion or a past completion, having to do with the reframing of our desires, and that having to have Neptune's right at home there. Movement, transcending duality, right? Transcending, seeing both sides of the picture, making the choice to move forward and complete some sort of temple within ourselves. It's having an inner sacred, like, sanctuary, being able to retreat within oneself in order to connect spiritually, even during, like, the most mundane of aspects of our lives, or the most busy aspects of our lives. It's being able to be seeing things from a more holistic perspective, seeing things from another side as well, being able to sail through the choices and the obstacles to the finish line in terms of our spiritual journey. So you will be going on a spiritual journey this year, and you will be having a lot of physical, tangible success. I don't see many hiccups for you. I see that there might be some arguments with relationships, and you might be leaving somebody behind that you once knew, and respected, because you've outgrown them, but you're spiritually kind of elevating. And you're also being promoted to a higher position in your day-to-day or career sector. You're shining bright in career. You're moving up, you're getting promoted in some sort of way. Your intellect is on point. Your skill set might be just what's the word I'm looking for? Unreal. Like people might not be able to compete with you. Hands down, probably the best writer or the best with this communication that's you're innovative with whatever you do. So you take what you've learned traditionally from somebody else and you've learned to manipulate it in a whole new way that is completely new to everybody else. So this is really really awesome. I see like great progress spiritually, physically. I see things being revealed in your shared resources sector about stuff that's other people are going through in the family, or that you're connected to somebody and their family might be experiencing a divorce of some kind or some arguments, but I see victory, I see movement, I see spiritual enlightenment. Remember who you used to be. Don't ever forget that, because it will help ground you in the moment. And not just because maybe you're getting too big for your britches. I'm saying, like, when things go bump and you go, ow, remember how far you came off the mountain, because you're on the other side now. You're going up another mountain. All right, Scorpio, have a great 2023, and I hope and wish the best for you, and I'll see you in January. Take care.